Hello. We are quickly approaching the end of the semester. There's only a couple of more weeks available now. I think 10 days until the end of the semester, and I know you all have a lot of work to do. So I'm going to keep this fairly short. I'm not sure if you're viewing many of the recordings. I hope you're viewing at least some of them, particularly about biodiversity, because without biodiversity, the huge web of life, no creature could live. It's all interrelated. I found one of the films from this week to be particularly illustrating for me. Why is the equator, the area around the equator, so biodiverse? And that's because the hours of daylight and darkness are the same, and the climate is pretty much the same. And so each species occupies just a very narrow area, and they find that niche and they fully occupy it. And that's why there's so many different kinds of species living around the equator. And there are a lot of species living in the ocean too. There has been a huge decrease in biodiversity and in biomass because of human activity. We're killing off a lot of species, and we do that in order to provide for our homes. So we destroy their habitats. We do that to provide for mass agriculture to feed all of us, so that a forest will be ripped down and filled with corn or soybeans or palm oil trees, just to provide for food for humans. And those monocultures are not at all biodiverse. I don't know if you have noticed, but I certainly have in my lifetime, that there's been a huge decrease in the number of insects. It used to be that on a summer evening you would drive around the area here in rural Cambria County, and your windshield would be splattered with bugs. That doesn't happen anymore because there aren't as many bugs. For my personal garden, I'm planting pollinator-friendly plants in order to encourage the bugs to live here. Bugs are a good thing. They feed the birds and they pollinate the plants that then feed us. And without the bugs, the insects, the web of life would break down. The top predators are also really important, because without top predators, then the other species under them become overpopulated, and then they start to starve. So in this area, we humans have killed all of the top predators of the deer, for example. So the only predator left now for the deer is a human with a bow and arrow or a shotgun. There are keystone species in each habitat, and sometimes they're surprising what the keystone species is. I think I posted a video about a keystone species in Africa that was really surprising. It's the wildebeest. I think it's the wildebeest that come through in mass migrations, and they eat the grasslands, and then they poop out what they poop from the grasslands, and that's a way of both depositing the seeds and trampling them into the ground and fertilizing them. And so without that species, then the whole grassland disappears. So the keystone species are really surprising. Like I said, the web of life is composed of many species. And I hope that as you look at nature, you will marvel in all of the diverse species that nature has created to inhabit this earth, and give respect to them, because each of them has their own niche in this biodiverse world, and each of them is important. I think I'll stop there, and I'll remind you once again that I have office hours every Tuesday at 5 o'clock via Zoom, and I'm always available via email, and I can schedule a private Zoom conference with you if you want as we near the end of the semester. Enjoy putting together your posters. Thank you for your term papers, and I look forward to your essays as well. Bye-bye.